Here is my captive audience.
Hi, we're real.
Thank you for being real. And all right. For the next few moments, let's pretend that our United States forefathers had not fought as hard as they did to free themselves from the tyrannical British King, George III. Had they not succeeded and we were still British citizens, what would we have done just this last September 8th when the Queen Elizabeth died? We'd stand to our feet and say, "The Queen is dead, long live the King." Let's say we were still British citizens. Would we likely love, hate, or be indifferent to our sovereign? To monarchy or not to monarchy? That is the question. My love for the British monarchy began when my uncle Gary returned from his United States military service when he was stationed in the United Kingdom, or the UK. He came home with a beautiful, delightful British bride named Sally. I fell in love with Sally. I also was immediately thrown into a lifelong passion for all things British monarchy. What is a monarchy? Merriam-Webster says it is a governing system that when the sovereign dies, their position is passed down to their heir, powers ranging from utter control to mere figureheads. In the case of the current British monarchy, according to Time.com, the extent of power primarily involves tasks such as appointing prime ministers, approving new laws, and receiving foreign dignitaries, and also presiding over the opening and closing of Parliament. Why do I say yes to the British monarchy? Let me count the ways. Sorry. The first reason I love the British monarchy are the crown jewels. No one's surprised by that, right? There she is. Especially the imperial state crown, which enamors me on every facet. Sorry again.
Bad pun.
Bad. The Royal Collection Trust describes it as having 2,868 diamonds, 17 sapphires, 11 emeralds, and 269 pearls.
I've seen that up close.
The crown jewels, when involved in pomp and circumstance of coronations, weddings, and yes, even funerals, are incredibly tantalizing to me. The second reason I love the British monarchy is tourism. The historical and present lives of the British royals are the UK's main tourist attractions. Cybercrew.uk reports that in 2019, there was a record number of tourists, nearly 43 million. It also says that in 2020 alone, despite COVID, tourism contributed nearly 90 billion pounds to the UK's gross domestic product. That's 105 billion US dollars. That same year, UK's travel and tourism industry employed nearly 4 million people. The third reason I love the monarchy are its charities. The UK's National Philanthropic Trust reports that in Queen Elizabeth's 70-year reign alone, over 600 charities benefited from her patronage, including charities such as the National Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Children, the Red Cross, and cancer research. She also supported many small organizations. My favorite one, classical bagpipe music. Some do say the monarchy should be replaced with an elected head like a president. In fact, according to yougov.co.uk, polls favoring the monarchy have declined 75% down to 62% in just one decade. It is those aged 18 to 28 that mostly reflect that decline. Soapboxy.com lists the following downsides to having a monarch. It's out of date, with nearly zero influence on the government. They're on the throne until they die, so the Brits can't vote who the sovereign is and who the heir is. The concept of bowing to a sovereign sets a bad example for any modern society seeking equal rights and values for all. But the most argued downside is the royal family's maintenance cost. In 2020, the royal family's financial statement found at royal.uk reported that British taxpayers paid the royal family £87.5 million. But compared to the £90 billion that the tourism industry generated that same year, that's an £89 billion profit. I find that worth it.
No, that's worth it.
There are undeniably sufficient reasons to consider replacing the monarchy with a modern system. But if at least 62% of Brits would like to keep things as they are, I think they should. I put it to you that the millions of tourists who annually go to Buckingham Palace to see if the flag is flying, meaning the sovereign's in the house, that proves me correct. The British monarchy is an establishment worth maintaining for as long as it remains so beloved. Should Britain ever vote to keep their monarchy in place, tell all your British friends to say yes.
Nice.